Oh, hello!
What a match! What a performance!
This is brilliant. Who will be the winner?
Welcome to Blackpool Winter Gardens and the Bet Victor World Match Play, where Steve Beaton, the bronzed Adonis, the tash, the chest, we're not going full hanky, we'll do that up, is through to his first quarter-final in 15 years at this tournament. Stunning display from the bronzed Adonis, 99 average, hitting most of his darts at double. Play like that? Could he? Could he?
Well, I mean, at the moment, that's good enough, isn't it? That sort of 100 average and that sort of percentage on the doubles is good enough at the moment. People keep saying, oh, someone will kick into gear eventually and start hitting those big numbers. But at the moment, 100 is good enough. Whether it'll be good enough in the next round, we'll have to find out.
Yeah, Michael Smith, the world number 7, knocked out by the bronzed Adonis. Now, Mervyn King, another possibly a surprise quarter-finalist. Saw off Brendan Dolan, one of them had to come through it. Bit of a battle in the end, but Mervyn showed a bit of grit.
He did indeed. He was complaining about his back the other day, but he didn't seem to complain as much tonight. He had a couple of times when he lost a few legs, one of those. But again, he's through. That's all that matters. Performance-wise now, it's not important. Later in the tournament, it might just be, though.
Well, Phil the Power Taylor, 15-time Bet Victor World Match Play champion, kind of made it look relatively straightforward against Mensur Suljovic when we know that Mensur has been, knocked out Gary Anderson last year. He's been playing superbly for 18 months now. Just looked like Phil playing in Blackpool. There's only one result.
It was comfortable, wasn't it? That's the word. Against a man who makes things very uncomfortable normally. So fair play to Phil. Whether he's looking at Gary and Michael and thinking, look, I need to up my level to keep up with these guys, because Phil's been around a long time. He knows when players are playing well. He can see Mike, he can see Gary, and he must think to himself, I'm going to have to up my levels if I'm going to win this. But look, this is Phil Taylor. He can up that level if he needs to.
He certainly can. Michael had obviously made it through to the quarterfinals already, Van Goen. Gary joined Phil Taylor there in the last game of the second round, and even though Terry Jenkins kept it close for a while, he never really looked like he was going to properly challenge Anderson, did he?
Not really. I mean, it's not the best Terry's ever played, not by a long way, but look, 3 World Series out of 4 for Gary Anderson. The world champion, he wants this. He plays the whole Gary Anderson.
He pretends he doesn't.
Oh, I don't care, I'm Gary Anderson, I don't care. He cares, he wants this, he wants it big time.
Yeah, he really does. We're going to have some odds in a minute to see what these results have done to the betting. But Gary Anderson took a little bit of time out from his rigorous preparations of practising for about 15 minutes to speak to the England cricketers when they came down here the other night. Alistair Cook, leading run scorer, Jimmy Anderson, leading Test wicket taker. Both big darts fans, both big darts players. Ando tried to bring his critical and constructive help to Jimmy Anderson's game with Ando's big tip.
Can I do my shirt up now, please?
Yeah, please. Welcome to the Bet Victor World Match Play from the Blackpool Winter Gardens. This is world champion Gary Anderson. This is England's swing bowler Jimmy Anderson. And this Anderson is going to give this Anderson a few tips. Right, Jimmy, if you want to give us a few darts, Gary will look on, see if he can give you any tips.
It's not bad, look at that, look at that. Met Jimmy a few months back in the Flight Club up in London, and we had a few games. And he's got the perfect throw, perfect stance, and he is a cracking player.
The perfect one. Just throw a couple more for us.
Yeah.
Let's see this. There is nothing you can improve here.
No, not that I can see. Obviously, they spend too much time on the dartboard. I try to do it toe. Everything's in line with the treble, so toes straight, twist, so everything kind of toe and hands in the same place. I try to do that. All the best of the night.
Cheers, Gary. Thanks, mate.
Bookmakers have taken a pounding on day 5 of the Bet Victor World Match Play here in Blackpool. Gary Anderson through, having hit the most 180s, the highest checkout, and indeed won the game. So with Phil Taylor, both even money. As was Steve Beaton, we laid him at 28-1 to win the game, hit the most 180s, and have the highest checkout against Michael Smith. So won a £250 in cash at 28-1, and he's gone away £7 grand richer. The big 3 are all through to the quarter-finals, and we are 4-1 for a 9-darter. Michael Van Goen 1-7 against Dave Chisnell. Phil the Power Taylor 1-12 against Mervyn King, and Gary Anderson 1-12 against Steve Beaton. Steve will not be beaten. He's 66-1 if you think he's going to win the match play. The other game's fascinating matchup between Peter Wright and Adrian Lewis. Adrian poor against Gerwin Price, embroiled in Needle, according to some. He was a 6-4 on favourite, but there's been a flood of money for Peter Wright overnight. He's 10-11 from 6-5. It's patient when he takes your choice, Peter Wright and Adrian Lewis. But the other three really won favourites. Michael Van Gerwen, 5-6 favourites to win back-to-back World Match Play towns. Phil the Power Taylor, 9-2. Really impressive despite beating Mensio Suljovic at 11-5. He's 9-2 to win a 16th Bet Victor World Match Play crown. But it's all about Gary Anderson here on day 5. He's 3-1 from 4s after beating Terry Jenkins. He's yet to win here on the Blackpool stage, but he rides as a 2-time world champion. And Gary Anderson, he'd have to beat Phil Taylor and Michael Van Gerwen to win the title, but punters are backing him like he can.
Well, we are getting to the business end of the Bet Victor World Match Play. Let's bring in a man who has the experience of going all the way and winning it. Let's look at the quarterfinals. Rod Harrington, 2-time World Match Play champion. The quarterfinals, Thursday night, Friday night. On the Thursday, we have Peter Wright and Adrian Lewis, and Michael Van Gerwen, Dave Chisnell. Your thoughts?
Oh, cracking night. I mean, we got 4 of the top scorers in the game there.
Yeah.
Quick throwers, so the pace will suit each player. Dave Chisnell, let's take Dave Chisnell against Van Gerwen. I mean, I just think that Van Gerwen will have too much firepower, leg-on-leg pressure, as we call it. I mean, Dave has got incredible scoring power. But Michael matches him and even goes over the top from that. So
even if Chizzy starts like he did against Robert Thornton, where he was averaging 111 after the first 5 legs.
But I think Michael will be alongside him. That's the only problem. And I just think that you know, the little flaw that's in Chizzy's throw will come out even more when we get towards the end of the game when Michael put the pressure on. We know Chizzy has got the scoring power to win this game. I accept that. But
OK, Adrian Lewis then. He was poor against Gerwyn Price. He's going to have to be a lot better against Peter Wright.
Yeah, I think Adrian got him broad into a little bit of banter and a little bit of...
Banter? Is that what we're calling it?
Well, yeah,
needle.
That's the needle, big needle as it happens, yeah. Yes, I think he got involved in that instead of going up there and using his talent to win games like he has won World Championships. He's going to have to get more consistent because Peter Wright is a very consistent player, doesn't make many mistakes, he's got a solid game. So if AD doesn't turn up with a better game, then Peter Wright could win that.
Can he turn it on just like that? Can it go click for Adrian Lewis?
Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
OK, that's that answered. Friday, Merv. Not many people pick Merv for the quarterfinals against Phil the Power Taylor. Merv got a chance?
Yes, he has got a chance. I mean, Mervin's been a tough player to beat for a long, long time. However, Taylor's got to prove something here. He likes it here, and he's got to get on what we call the win bus.
The win bus, of course.
The win bus.
Well, you know, if you like a venue, if you've won at a venue, it makes it more likely you win again, doesn't it?
Yes, it is. Taylor could be 16 times. He does need to get more consistent. He's missing doubles too often, which is Phil Taylor never used to do. But I just think, again, we could call it leg-on-leg pressure. I think Phil will have that. OK, and then 2 world champions. The reigning world champion, Gary Anderson, against a man who won the Lakeside 20 years ago, Steve Beaton. If Beaton plays like he did in the second round, Gary could have problems. And his finishing was superb. It was, and it was great to see Steve Beaton put in a great performance like that. It should inspire everybody else that thinks, you know, they're on the way down. All of a sudden, you know, you get a good chance. But again, we talk about that, the heavy scoring that Anderson and Van Gerwen especially have at the moment. And it isn't as if, right, I'll go off 140, I've got this big lead. Hang on a minute, you look over the board and they're in front of you or alongside you. It's a completely different game to playing someone else than playing Gary Anderson or Michael Van Gerwen. I mean, Steve Beaton, he's got the bottle, he's got the experience to, but has he got that leg-on-leg scoring power that's good enough to beat Gary Anderson? We shall see. We are down to our final 8. One of them is Steve Beaton. We are going to, well, be left with 2 huge semis.
Oh, hello!
What a match! What a performance!
This is brilliant. Who will be the winner?